Alright, good morning. Welcome to Blackstone Carp Presents. I haven't done an actual video in a while, so I figured that I would get on one. And I'm out here trying out a new water. I've never actually fished this lake before. I heard about it from a friend on Mass Fish Finder, who primarily does a lot of bass fishing, but he's done some carp fishing out here too. And supposedly he's got some really nice fish in it, up to the 30-pound range and maybe bigger. So we're hoping to get into a few of those today, though. To be fair, access is really difficult. There's really no shore access whatsoever, so I had to bring the canoe out here. There's a series of a few small islands, and I'm set up just off of one, and I got my pod in the water, all my gear in the canoe. I've got my waders on, which incidentally I think may be leaking, so it's a good thing it's going to be 80 degrees later on today, because I think I'm a bit soggy right now. But what are you going to do? That kind of fits my morning. I had this swim pegged out yesterday, and I came here this morning to give it a go. And of course, when I showed up, as I was setting up for the next 20 minutes, there was a flock of geese. I've got a little tap there. This did not turn into anything. But that's a good sign. Because like I said, I was a little worried that when I got here, there was a flock of geese that were fighting with a swan. There was a couple gooselings and swanlings, whatever you call baby swans. We both had a couple babies, and so they were fighting each other for about 20 minutes, just back and forth, just creating a huge ruckus over my swim. And just about the time that died down, 3 beavers showed up, and they've been swimming, kind of circling the island and tail slapping the water, so it sounds like cannonballs hitting the water. I may end up moving. There's another swim in the opening of a cove. I'll come over to one of the other small islands and fish down into the cove. But I wanted to fish this channel section here. There's a couple sets of lily pads on either side of me. Like I said, it's between a few islands. I'm doing the opposite of carp fishing for most times, I guess, because I guess you're supposed to cast to the islands. I'm actually on the island casting out. So we'll see how that works out for me, I suppose. But I did come out scouting yesterday, the important bits. I came out scouting yesterday, and I spent a few hours at least just not fishing, just going around. I had some floater cake and some mixes, like some floaters and stuff with me, that I just was tossing out handfuls of here and there to see if I could get any fish action. I was standing up in the canoe and slowly just drifting across around some of the lilies and stuff to see if I could see any feeding or indication of fish. And I did see in this area a pretty good show, a pretty good head of fish. There was a couple that jumped out. I didn't get anything feeding off at the surface, but I did cruise over a few. One of the ones that I cruised over was definitely into the 30s, so I'm really excited about that. There's some real big fish in here from the ones that I saw yesterday. And I'm just hoping that I can peg a few, because I don't think it's got a lot of pressure on it. And hopefully all the wildlife hasn't scared away my fish, and the rest of the afternoon will produce something nice. If not, I'm going to Amesbury with Simon tomorrow, so it'll be a kind of a 2-day video, and I'll finish up footage tomorrow, because we haven't had Simon on a video for a while. And last week we did get some nice fish out of Amesbury, up to about 26 pounds. Simon got the biggest one at about 26 pounds, and I got my biggest, I think, was 22 for the day, so it was really nice day. We got about 10 fish between us right there. But yeah, I'm not going overly complicated methods today. I got simple hair rigs, and actually there's a neat little trick that I'll show you later on that I do. But it's just a simple hair rig. I got double boilies, Scopex boilies on one, with a bit of paste wrapped around that, and the other one I'm just rocking some sweet corn. I make up my own Tutti Frutti flavor, and I got some regular sweet corn mixed with Tutti Frutti sweet corn, just out there, and a good method mix around that. So we'll see what the day brings. Fingers crossed. Sorry for the shaking. I have the camera in the canoe. Ooh. So most of the morning has been pretty slow. I did see some fish activity when it first showed up. Unfortunately, I think I pretty much got screwed. Like I said, I had the swan fighting geese all morning. I mean, it took about like 20 minutes. They were fighting all over my swim. And if you've ever seen a swan fight a flock of geese, then you know it can be quite a disturbing sight. So it was a lot of flapping of wings and splashing of water and honking. And then as soon as they calmed down, that's when the beavers showed up. And I only got maybe about an hour of quiet after that. But everything at that point just looked dead quiet. I mean, there was no fish activity. There was nothing like when I first showed up. So I did see something feeding around the other side of the middle island, which is actually where I am now. I moved over. The nice thing about this is I can really easily move between the islands and kind of find out, where the fish are hanging out. I know that they're back in this cove. Like I said, this is where I saw those shoals yesterday. It's where I saw the fish activity yesterday, and they set up a couple spots back here. So I know they're going to be in the area. Now I'm just hoping that I can get into one. It's only mid-morning right now. It's probably about 9 a.m. So it's not so bad. I moved over here. We'll give this a go for a while and see what happens. And if it stays quiet, I may move one more time, just staying exactly where I am, but casting down into the mouth of that cove instead, where I saw them in the late afternoon yesterday as well. So, but right now I'm hoping whatever was feeding up here, I can get into those. So that'll be good. All I'm asking for is one fish. Come to new water. That's all you can really want. Just one fish. And from the ones I've seen in here, I believe that if I get into a fish, it's going to be probably 20s, maybe 30s. I didn't see a whole lot of small ones when I was back here, so just hope. Did see a really nice largemouth bass over there. Some of the spawning beds are around, so there was some sunfish spawning, and I saw the bass bed out there. But it was a pretty nice largemouth bass, probably in the 4 or 5 pound range. So I'll definitely be coming back here with my fly rod at some point too to fish for panfish, bass, things like that. I'll probably even get the carp on the fly too if I'm lucky enough. This is probably a really nice place too. I've seen this do some in the summertime, probably do some surface fishing, do some float fishing, like surface fishing. I mean, you could do some float fishing too, but using like floater cake and things like that, get them up to the surface, and I think this would be a really, really good place for that. So one of those things that I'll add to my list to do. But it's actually an awesome little lake, and there's like 3 houses for sale on it. I so wish that I was rich right now, because I would be like, yep, alright, I'll buy that house, or that one, and that one, why not? And have multiple swims, I just rent them out to people. But, it's really, really nice lake. I like it here. So hopefully we can get the fish and end this on a good note. Because it was really, really frustrating this morning. I love wildlife, but that was chaos. I mean, the beavers flashing around in the water, and the geese and everything fighting. Oh, it was just crazy. I might as well have had jet skis and power boats going through. Horrible. Well, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is, I had to move a couple of times this morning because the morning was just kind of chaotic and frustrating. I've been following the fish, and I managed to get into a shoal of them over here, which is the good news, because I found where they're sitting, at least some of them, and there's definitely been some feeding over my my bait now, and I just hooked into a really, really nice fish. The bad news is, on the side here, there's a log that's just sticking up out of the water, and he shot straight for that. So I had to put a little bit of pressure on him. Had enough pressure that I kept him out of the log. Problem is that once I turned him out of the log, he swam directly at me. So I was trying to get the slack out as fast as I possibly could and keep the tension on him, and he swam right into a small patch of lilies that are just out in front of me. And I had him for a second or two, and then he just managed to shake the hook. I don't think he was that well hooked after horsing him around the log, and I think that once he got into the lilies, it was done, and he shook the hook on me. My conservative side, I saw him come up. It's only about 5 foot of water out here. He was nice, golden. It was a common. And my conservative side says he was probably about mid-20s. He looked really, really nice. My hopeful side says he might have been the high 20s, maybe a 30. I don't know. But it was a nice fish. It was a good fight, and he just got the best of me. It happens. This is new water. I've got to find all the snags and all the structure, and I've got to figure out how to run them. And but the good news, like I said, is even after that, there's been some bubbling over my bait. It's the first real action I've seen since the wildlife pretty much scared everything away this morning. So I'm excited about that. The temperature's on the rise. It's going to get up to close to 80 degrees Fahrenheit today. And you know, I'm just hoping that it's going to put the fish on and I can have a really good afternoon of this. All I want is, like I said, all I want is one fish, just to get to the banks, get a few pictures, and just know the caliber of fish that are in here, and know that I've approached it in the right way, and know that I found the fish and can catch them. You know, if I get more than one, that's awesome, but I'm really just aiming for one fish now. It's a new water, and I want to break the water in. I definitely plan to be fishing here a lot this summer. This is a really, really nice body of water, and it's just, you know, once I learn it, I think I'm going to get some really, really amazing fish out of this place. So, right, I'm going to grab some more lunch, and just hoping they come back. Oh, I'm just right gutted right now. That was a good fish. Good fish. Alright, so here we go. First fish from the new pond, the new lake. This is great. Really energetic. Oh, really energetic. Really fat. 21-pound monster. A heck of a belly on this. That's an amazing fish right there. Absolutely great fish. 21 pounds and 2 ounces. Gorgeous, gorgeous fish. First one in the new water. Absolutely cracking. Get a quick picture and then talk to you a bit more. Alright, my second fish landed. Almost identical to the first one there. And it just went no more than literally 10 minutes after the other one went. Another great fish. This one is just over the 20-pound mark. It's about 20 pounds and 8 ounces. The double boilies, the Scopex that Simon's dad got for me. Getting some great fish here on this new lake. I appreciate it. Awesome thing. Really turned around from a frustrating morning. This is awesome. Nothing gets you tired like getting back-to-back 20s. That's awesome. And again, I just really want to thank Simon's dad for sending over the boilies. I got their fish face Scopex high leakage boilies. Really, really nice. They've been working just absolutely great for me now. Caught quite a few fish last Sunday up in Amesbury with them, and then we just knocked out, you saw the 220s here, and actually the run that I lost in the lilies was off of those boilies as well. But so I'm using those. It's just a couple of fish face. Do the double boilies, you can see there. Just a nice yellow color. Smell great. I love the smell of Scopex. And then I'm coating them with a bit of my own homemade paste that I make from crushed up corn and a couple other different things. It's nice and sticky, just enough to wrap the outside of it, of the boilies, give it some extra attraction. And it's been working from what I can tell. I mean, that second fish there took off no more than 5 minutes since I cast it back out. I had that 21, and then I cast back out. I was going to do a quick vlog, and yeah, it went running off again. So I got to switch out my other rod. I've got sweet corn on it, but it hasn't been doing anything today. So maybe I'll try some chickpeas or something like that on that one. Some other particle, because I've been feeding out a bunch of particle, you know, mixed of sweet corn, maize, chickpeas, pigeon peas. It's got just a bunch of different beans and corn and stuff like that in it, maize and all that. And then it's got a whole bunch of millet, prepared millet and stuff like that too, that I soak and then I boil and I season up with some hot sauce and chili powder. Get it nice and spicy, and then I mix that in with the particle mix when I throw it out there. And I think it just keeps them rooting around really, really nicely. So, and then of course I'm using a method mix. It's just got, you know, a bunch of my old standbys. It's got some grits, the white grits. It's got oats. It's got sweet corn. I use a lot of different chicken feeds and things of that nature as well. But it's working, and that's what matters. Like I said, I wasn't so sure. I knew that there were fish in here. I had seen them myself yesterday when I scouted, and I knew where they were, and I fed up a bit. But I tell you, this morning with the geese and the swans fighting, and then the beavers and stuff, I really thought that I was going to end up blanking or calling it an early day just out of frustration and going home empty-handed. And I always hate to do that on a new water, because I mean, if you put in your best effort and you end up blanking, it's a learning experience, so nothing wrong with that. But I hate it when you put in your best effort and you're doing everything right, but then nature just conspires against you, or there's speedboats everywhere, or jet skis, and you know, whatever. But somehow it turned around for me, and I'm hoping to get a few more. Like I said, I'm going to meet Simon in Amesbury tomorrow. I may or may not stop by to see a couple of friends. They're coming up to Fish Lake Quinsigamond. They're doing an overnight session tonight, so depending on how tired I am after all this, I might go down and spend a few hours overnight with those guys and then go up to Amesbury tomorrow morning, but we'll see. I know that Tom and Mike would like me to stop by, and I'd like to fish Quincy because I was planning to do that this weekend, and plans kind of fell through, so I switched it all around again, but I'm glad that I came here, so this is really good. On that note, I'm not really doing much of anything special that I have to talk about. It's just an absolutely gorgeous day for May. Like I said, we're getting up, it's about 80 degrees right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm crazy thirsty. That was a workout. My shirt's completely soaked. I mean, I got the waders on, but my shirt's completely soaked. I went to get a picture of that second one, and speaking of which, the stuff from the first one, I looked at it, it's absolutely horrible. When I went to take the video and the pictures, the wind blew the canoe, because I have the camera in the canoe, and the wind blew the canoe in close, so everything's like super up close. You can't really see the fish or anything like that, which kind of sucks, because it was a proper fat fish. It's really nice looking, but maybe some of it will be salvageable. I don't know. We'll see. There's another one just rolled over my stuff out there. It's going to be a really good afternoon. Like I said, I'm really hoping. I'm really happy right now. I could end this session. I'm exceptionally happy right now, but secretly, I'm really hoping for a 30 or bigger would be awesome out of here. Just the first time coming to a lake and getting a 30-pound fish would be absolutely amazing. But it seems like there's really good fish, and these are big fish, so I'm really happy about that. I'm crazy excited for Bass Hunter on MMA Fish Finder for sharing it with me. It's a shame that he had some personal issues to take care of this, because we were going to come out this weekend here too, so you know, it's a shame he had some personal issues to take care of. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get a good session out here as well and get some good fish with his boat. But yeah, outside of that, oh yeah, I lost my train of thought there. I was saying that I went to take a picture of the second one, and he slapped me across the chest and jumped in the water, because I'm in the water right now, so I have him in the sack. I have him in my weigh sack and stuff to take pictures of him, just standing out here in about 2 foot of water. And yeah, so he slapped me in the chest and just took off. I never got a picture of him anyway. I think I got a picture of me going and staring at the water. If I remember, I'll include it so that you can see if it's anything funny. I don't know. But definitely wasn't of a fish, so that sucks. I need Liz back. She's down with her mom for a weekend for Mother's Day, and it sucks because she does all my picture taking. So all these self takes. I mean, you guys know how it is. Self takes are absolutely horrible, especially out here. It's not like I can use a self click or anything else when I'm in 2 feet of water. I mean, if anybody knows how to go ahead and do that outside of using a timer and, you know, messing about and hoping everything works in your favor, then let me know for sure. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. It's a good day. I'm happy. It's good to do a proper blog again, and like I said, it'll be a fun video. Hopefully, well, it'll be fun for me. I mean, if you guys don't enjoy it, I can't help it. Who am I kidding? I know you guys are gonna enjoy it. It's me. Alright, it's gonna be my 3rd fish landed today. It's gonna be the 4th run overall. This is another quality fish. This one's coming in at just around the 18-pound mark. Great little lake fish right there. Nice fat belly on him. Short, fat. He's got a bit of a weird mouth. His top lip is dented up, but that is such a nice fat belly on that. It's nice to get into some proper lake fish. This is just awesome. 18 pounds. Just over the 18-pound mark. It's like 18 pounds and 1 ounce, but 18 pounds is good enough. Whew, this one was on double chicks. Awesome fish. Gonna get a quick picture, get him back in the water. Alright, this is gonna be my 4th fish landed today. This one's much smaller, and the skin feels like sandpaper, so you can tell it's a male during the spawn. It's only about 12 or 13 pounds, but it's a nice little fish. And like I said, he's covered in little bumps. I mean, his skin basically feels like sandpaper, which is the way that the males get coming into the spawn, because they rub up against the females to get them to lay their eggs. So, nice little male. Get a quick picture. and we're getting back in the water. Alright, so this is going to be fish number 5. Doing double chickpeas again. It's another male. It seems like the females moved off and these males moved in a little bit smaller, but they tend to fight a whole lot more. These are about 16 pounds, 7 ounces about. Really nice fight. You can tell again that they're male because it just, the scales get covered in this. It's almost like sandpaper. And if you're not careful, they'll goo up your mat. There you go. Gonna get a quick picture, get him back in the water. Been one heck of a day. I love this lake. Alright, so here we go. We fished number 6 for me. Just another energetic small male. This one tipping the scales just around the 11-12 pound mark. Gorgeous fish. A lot of fun. Like I said, I'm just crazy happy to be getting into them. Anytime you come to a new lake and you can have this kind of success, it's just a heck of a feeling right there. Alright, up here in Amesbury today with Simon, which we haven't been out with too much. He's been wicked busy, but just got this really nice, pretty much 20 pound even common. One heck of a great fight. Felt a lot bigger than than he actually was in the water. He fought really, really well for his size. So gonna get a quick picture and back in the water. Nice to be back out here. Which side do you want me on?
If I can just get it out. Nope. Have a look before we weigh it. I'm not gonna weigh him.
No.
Probably 10. Big fish.
Nice looking fish though.
He's gonna flip.
Yeah, we'll get a quick picture of him after that, just when I get a short video, and then
Yeah.
nice. All right, lively. Just had a double run. Nice brace. Mine was about 18. That was probably similar. Both probably in that 16 to 18 or so range. But really nice fish. Simon grabbed the other one. Just really, really good. So you get nothing for a while, and then all of a sudden, explosion of chaos. All right, it's Sunday as part of the second day fishing for the weekend. I'm up here on the Amesbury on the Merrimack River with Simon today. second session that I've had out with Simon in quite a few months. He's been busy, and then the weather's been cold and everything else, so it's nice to have him back out here. He's a great guy. I love fishing with him. We have a lot of fun out here. He's just getting his rods back out now, rebaiting a little bit. I'll probably have to do mine as well. The tide's been coming down, so we kind of keep shifting with it a little bit, make sure we're in that zone where we're going to catch a fish. Just had a really nice brace of fish. Both of my rods went pretty much at the same time, and it was one of those weird moments. Like I went, the right one went on the alarm and the receiver, so I went to get it, and when I got there, that line was kind of slacked off, but the left rod was bending down, and I thought that perhaps it was the left rod that was going, and then wrapped around and just kind of drug in my right rod, because I've been casting kind of close together, keep all the bait up in the same area. So when I went and picked up the left rod, and that's when the right rod I saw moving, so I was like, well, I put the left rod down, and I got into the right rod, and it swam right towards me, right along the shoreline. It was almost under Simon's rod, so I got that one out, then we went to fight that, and as I was getting that one to the net, Simon was working the net for me, and all of a sudden the left one went, so there was definitely something hitting around on that one at the same time, so it was just a weird little confusing moment, but we got it all set out, and yeah, it's good. It's weird, fishing the rivers like this, a lot of times I like that, especially these tidal ones. It's really, really quiet for an hour or two, and then just you get these moments of fish, 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 and then it goes back to being quiet for another couple hours, and then boom, you get, you know, another moment, hopefully. But it puts us into a few fish today already. That one, I had the first one was 20, the second one I got was at the 18, around the 18. Simon had one that was probably 12 to 14 pounds. And then the other one that he landed off of mine was probably in the 16, 17 pound range as well. So it's pretty nice fish overall. It's a good start to the day. It's still pretty early. It's only about 10 a.m. right now, maybe 10:30. So hopefully the low tide here will bring us some great fish, and then as the tide switcher starts to come back up, we'll get into a few more. You know, it's a gorgeous day. It's supposed to be up in the 80s again today, though. The sun's not out as quite as much as it was supposed to be. So I don't know if it'll quite get to 80, but we'll see. Whew. Well, it's been a really slow afternoon, which is surprising considering it started fairly promising this morning. I mean, we've got quite a few fish, including the brace that we had the double run. And I really thought it was going to be a fairly decent day, and it just slowed right down. So this whole afternoon, as the tide's been switching up, low tide, and it's starting to go back up to high tide now. It's about 3 o'clock. Nothing much going on, a few fish here and there, but you know, like I said, not nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, Simon, I think he's had one fish today. Well, two fish if you count the one because he took one of my rods, so he's had 2 fish today. There's not a whole lot of footage because we didn't really take pictures of them anyway. It's been a really, really quiet day. I don't know what else to say. It's like you try and put together these vlogs and stuff. And some days it's just gorgeous weather, but the fish aren't cooperating. So probably just wrap this up soon. I mean, it's been a very good day. A couple days in total. We've got some really, really nice fish over the last 2 days. So I'm exceptionally happy with it. I just wish today would have been a little bit more fish heavy for Simon specifically. I got most of them, which kind of sucks. I like when everybody's catching fish, not when it's really one-sided. So, but it's good. I don't know. It's supposed to be a lot of rain this week, so I don't know what I'm doing yet. I really want to get back down to that lake that I fished at yesterday and give that a go. So maybe I'll take a nice rainy session down there one of these days. I don't know. We'll see. But you know, I guess it's going to bring a close to this episode unless something exceptional happens in the next hour. And if it does, then we'll get back to it.